What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Wilson Auto Detailing community. We are finally at day 4, time to actually apply the ceramic coating that we've been talking about for forever, it feels like, to the F-350 Ford behind me. And I figure since we're in the beginning of this video, we might as well just reveal what this ceramic coating actually is, because I've been talking about it like it's a huge secret. Should I reveal it? Well, yes, some of you guessed it, but it is the Armor Shield ceramic coating. This comes in a pretty sick packaging. This is like opening the iPhone box. It just feels good in your hand. You know what I'm talking about? So guys, let's stop wasting time. Let's unbox this ceramic coating to figure out what comes inside of it, talk about how it works, what it's like, when I would use it, where I like to use it, and why this has become the coating I'm using for this truck. Let's get into it. Now, after you get the cellophane wrapper off of the box, opening it up is, like I said, kind of like opening an iPhone box. It's awesome. It's really chic, really slick, looks really good. The first thing you see is a welcome message from the owners of the company, and actually what looks like a little gift card that basically has their logo on it. You can leave it in the car, all that good stuff. You have the Armor Shield itself. You have the applicator sponge kind of pad. You also have the microfiber towel, the plush microfiber towels, and the suede applicator cloths with directions, kind of like a bumper sticker, and gloves as well. So here's what it all looks like laid out on my table. I also want to show you guys all of the things that I'm going to need to apply this coating. Not only do the necessary supplies come in the kit, but I always keep my backup stuff just in case I need more microfiber towels, more applicators, and all of that good stuff. Now, as we open up here, I just want to give you guys some surface level directions so you know what I am doing. Not only am I taking the applicator and the suede cloth kind of wrapped around the applicator, that is pretty traditional for ceramic coatings, but I'm applying a little bit more of the coating itself to the suede applicator in the beginning applications, because not only is that per directions, but this also logically makes sense. Before I start applying the ceramic coating, I want to make sure I have plenty of coating on the applicator itself, and as I continue to do different applications with the same suede applicator, I can use a little bit less and a little bit less, once again, just logically speaking, as more ceramic product gets absorbed on the suede applicator and in the applicator itself, the underlying applicator that has that spongy interface. So this makes sense, of course, but the directions do say to put a pretty liberal amount of the product, especially for those first 1, 2, 3 applications, onto that suede applicator. Now, you guys are going to see a bunch of different scenes, a bunch of different shots. You're going to be able to see the product be applied and cured from a lot of different surfaces. And of course, I'm actually going to be removing the product just like I do with most ceramics, which is with an initial buffing towel. I like to use a very low GSM initial buffing towel, and then I take the plush microfiber towel that is included in the kit, and I use that for a final wipe. Now, that is not necessarily what you have to do. In theory, yes, you could use that one microfiber towel and switch sides when you are buffing and then doing the final buff. I just like to do it this way because in my professional world, that is what works best. Now, we are going to be doing a giveaway of this ceramic coating, and we're going to talk about how to enter that giveaway in just a second. But for those of you who just want to immediately get your hands on this product, there is a link in the description box below this video. And for the Wilson Auto Detailing community, there is also a discount code that you can use when you are checking out. We'll go over this at the end of the video as well, but just know if you're already convinced and you want this product, that is where you can check it out. Now, it's worth noting some of the obvious visual effects of this product before we go any deeper, as you guys continue to see it applied to different parts of the surface. Number one, you're going to notice how easy it is to put on. This is a DIY ceramic coating. It's what I would call the ceramic coating that anyone, no matter what your experience level, can apply. So yes, me as a professional, I want to test this coating. I want to experiment with it. And because I've had my hands on so many ceramic coatings over the years, I get a really good feel really quickly for how ceramic coatings react in different situations. This might be the best all-around beginner ceramic coating and or non-professional ceramic coating, simply because of the ease of use and nothing else. People tend to be really afraid to get their hands on ceramics when they've never used them before, which I completely understand. But let me just stand by my word here as you guys are continuing to see this product be applied. It's basically the easiest ceramic coating I've ever applied, but more than that, I would say this is the easiest ceramic coating I've ever taken off. Now, you're going to notice that when it gets applied, it does what we call tacking up in the ceramic detailing industry, right? What that means is it looks like this oily appearance all over the surface, and like you just saw, you'll see what that looks like in the sunlight, in the shade, at different levels, but you get that kind of like violet, purplish, greenish hue, and it looks a bit streaky, almost like there's water mixed with oil on the road when you're looking out 50 feet. That's what it looks like here on the paint. That is actually a sign that the ceramic coating has essentially cured to the surface, like you can see here, and is ready to be wiped off. When I say that this is the easiest coating I've ever wiped off the paint, I mean that at every level. I've never used a ceramic coating that is quite this easy to wipe off, and you will continue to see that in each of these different shots. Now, I know many of you guys are wondering, why am I using this ceramic for this truck in this video? So let me get the why behind this. This particular customer is going on a longer than usual road trip, and this truck was actually just purchased by him. So he actually has this kind of mobile home, more or less, that fits on the truck, and he's going to be living out of that for about the next 6 months with this truck. So because this truck is not necessarily new, but it was new to him, he wanted some long-term protection on it that he could specifically maintain without me being there. Well, because of the nature of the Avalon King ceramic coating here, this is not only a coating that I can apply after a deep 2-stage paint correction, make sure it cures to the paint properly. We're going to be doing 2 layers of the ceramic coating in this video, as you guys are going to see, but this is a coating that my customer can maintain through regular washes and regular applications of protectants on the exterior while he's gone, but it's also a coating that he can actually take with him, and if he needs to apply it again at some point just because he wants to, because it's therapeutic, or because it's wearing down in a specific area, maybe the front area, because he's driving hundreds and hundreds and thousands of miles, because of the DIY nature of the ceramic coating, I can give him the rest of this bottle and allow him to have the opportunity to make some kind of maintenance applications if that's something he needs to do. This, once again, is kind of that really safe product where not only is he getting this awesome application of it, but he's also going to be able to maintain it on his own, and that was really attractive to him. Now, the other reason why this was so attractive and why it makes so much logical sense is because, yes, while we did do a full cleaning, full decontamination, and full 2-stage paint correction before we actually applied this coating, technically speaking, can also be applied to paint that isn't necessarily prepared with that much intensity. Now, yes, is a ceramic coating naturally going to last longer when it is prepared that way before application? Of course, logically that would be true. However, like I said, this specific coating is one that can be used by my customer who doesn't have any experience with safety, even if there are a few imperfections in the paint that gather over time on this thousands and thousands of miles road trip along the way. So it becomes that perfect win-win. Ease of use, he's not going to mess anything up, and he's going to be able to maintain it the way he wants to going from here. And what I'm doing here is hitting the reset button on the paint, hitting the reset button on the protection, so he can maintain it in this perfect condition moving forward. Now, as we move through, you guys are going to see that intense shine, the gloss, the reflection on the paint. The visual appeal of this product speaks for itself. At the end, we're going to get a lot of kind of in-detail looks at what the paint looks like in the sun and in the shade. But even as we're doing some of these close-ups of the application, I let the ceramic coating sit for about 60 seconds to 2 minutes before I wipe it off. Now, it actually does tack up. In other words, it gets that oily appearance pretty quickly, but even after letting that sit for 2 minutes, even 3 minutes sometimes, it's just as easy to remove as it would be if I would have removed it after 30 seconds, 60 seconds. So incredibly good user experience
for the professional or for the hobbyist at home. Now, we all assume and we know that the visual appeal or the kind of visual aspect of ceramic coatings like this one is going to be banging, especially after the two-stage paint correction. This black paint is coming out looking awesome after this coating is applied. So we kind of assume that. But outside of that, what is another reason why it makes it such a perfect product in this scenario? Well, it's because of the ease of cleaning, of course, right? This is what we all like to talk about with ceramic coatings. It makes that hydrophobic surface. It puts that, what I like to call, sacrificial barrier between the paint and the clear coat and everything else in the world. Well, shoot, when's the best time to put the ceramic coating on the paint when you want to maintain it? Well, obviously before you're going on this road trip, before you're about to let this paint get exposed to all of the elements, right? Snow, rain, sleet, you might have a bunch of bugs, bird droppings, all of that stuff is taken care of at such an easier level when a coating like this is on the paint. Now, like I said, I'm putting 2 layers of this coating on the paint, so this is going to be extreme protection. But even when it comes to washing, one of the things to understand here is does a ceramic coating keep the paint from getting dirty? No, a ceramic coating of any kind does not keep dirt from landing on the paint, right? Gravity is going to do its thing. Pollen is going to fall on the paint. There's nothing that can be done about that. What does the ceramic coating do? It keeps the pollen, it keeps the water spots, it keeps the bug etchings, it keeps the bird droppings from etching into the clear coat. It's the sacrificial barrier, and when it's maintained properly, the sacrificial barrier is maintained in perfect condition and continues to do what it's designed to do, not just look banging, but also continue to protect the paint. Now, this particular coating is guaranteed to last 2 years. Now, if we were to put a range on it, yes, it can potentially last 2 to 5 years. Once again, it depends on the environment it's in. It depends on the kind of maintenance that is done on this truck. But he's going to be able to do killer maintenance washes every week, 2 weeks, and even apply the ceramic coating again should it need that in specific areas during this road trip.
Now guys, it has come time to talk about how to win this giveaway where we are literally giving away the entire Armor Shield ceramic coating from Avalon King themselves. So if you want to enter the giveaway, the only thing you have to do, like in all of these videos, number 1, make sure you like this video. Number 2, go below in the comments and let me know what ceramic coating you're using right now that is your favorite. And if you're not using a ceramic coating, let me know what you think about this ceramic coating from what you've seen in the video so far. And lastly, make sure you're following Wilson Auto Detailing on Instagram as well as Avalon King. I will link up both of our Instagram handles in the YouTube description box below. In order to win the giveaway, you have to be following both Avalon King and Wilson Auto Detailing. We'll announce the giveaway winner soon. Back to the video.
Now, it really is kind of hard to state or overstate the ease of use of this product. I know I keep saying it, but this is legitimately the easiest ceramic coating I've ever applied, and I haven't looked on YouTube yet or Googled it or anything, but I imagine if there's anybody else in the detailing world right now kind of reviewing this product, they're probably saying similar things because I just can't imagine how anybody got, a different result here. I mean, it really, really was so easy to apply and take off, which makes it fit this category perfectly, right? Because essentially, a ceramic is like a wax on steroids, right? It's the protection, but it's way long-term, way long durability, right? And in this case, 2 to 5 years, specifically guaranteed 2 years, depending on the maintenance. It can last, of course, longer than that and all that good stuff. But the other thing that's really important to talk about here that I talk about in products all over the map in the detailing world, the number one thing I always say, can you guys guess it before I'm going to say it, right? The number one thing that makes me love products is the versatility. And what I mean by versatility, and I mean this with tools and products, can I have a tool and or a product that while yes, it has a dedicated purpose, normally with one specific thing, it can be used to fix more than just that problem. It can be used in more than just one spot. So a great analogy here would be a steamer. Why is a steamer such a great investment? Because a steamer can not only be used for its kind of dedicated purpose, killing bacteria, killing germs, cleaning up stains, but it can be used on virtually every single area of the car. Leather, plastics, glass, cloth, fabric, even exterior surfaces in the winter if it's necessary. Very, very versatile. Well, check it out. This product isn't just one that can be applied to the paint. It can be applied to the glass, as you're about to see. It can be applied to the plastics. It can be applied to the chrome. It can be applied to the wheels. So one of the things that makes this product so attractive, right, is the fact that I don't have to be hyper worried about where it's going. So for a long time, waxes in the industry were made such that when they got on sort of like black plastic trim, they would stain it with this like kind of white appearance. Well, this product, not only can you get it on exterior black plastics, but it'll restore it and hold that ceramic durability on those areas. So one of the things you're going to see in this video that I figured out, because I missed this in the directions, so I actually went back and did this when I was applying the ceramic to the exterior glass after I polished it. I went ahead and took the ceramic and applied it to the rubber gasketing that surrounds all of the exterior windows because it brought those back to that solid uniform appearance. That's an area where the sun breaks it down very quickly. It gets spotty, kind of looks like it has leprosy almost. It starts flaking off, and this fixed it perfectly. Now I'm opening another bottle here simply because I got through about 1.5 of the truck after I needed another bottle. So that is a good little note for you guys. This is a huge truck, probably the biggest one that you guys are going to come across when it comes to putting ceramic coatings on vehicles. And the bottle that was 30 milliliters lasted for about 1.5 of the size of this truck. And then the rest of this bottle is going to last me no problem to go around the last half of the truck. And of course, it's going to be given to the customer afterwards. Now, if we get a little bit of technical and kind of take a chemistry perspective, which of course I always like to do because that's what I studied in college, right? So it's a little fun to get technical with coatings like this. So we hear these words thrown around in the ceramic kind of industry, right? Like nanotechnology and a non-porous surface. Essentially what this Avalon King coating, this armor shield coating is going to do is if you were to look at any surface, most any surface under like a hyper powerful microscope, you would see these tiny little pores within the surface. Well, the same is true of the exterior of your paint. There's these tiny microscopic little pores that would run all throughout the clear coat. So it's like, yeah, the clear coat is basically a non-permeable membrane, but in some sense, it's actually a permeable membrane at a very microscopic level. So one of the reasons why this coating ends up protecting the clear coat and essentially the underlying color coat at some level at such a high level is because we're going to take the nanotechnology of this particular coating. It goes on liquid, tacks up. We know it's cured to the paint. We wipe it off. And what ends up happening is you can kind of look at it like a honeycomb, like a beehive, honeycomb, those kind of hexagonal shapes. This product goes over all of those tiny microscopic pores and over time hardens. Of course, we want that 24-hour cure time, 24 to 48-hour cure time as well, and before it touches any water or anything like that. But it's going to harden over all those microscopic pores and kind of create this like shield of glass, maybe like this glass shield. And not only is it glass, but it's super glossy, of course, and looks amazing. But that's kind of the physical purpose, protective purpose. It seals up these porous surfaces at a microscopic level and protects everything underneath. It's also why you want to do some level of correction before you actually apply something like this because you are, in essence, sealing in the damage as well. Now, just from a more technical point of view, for those of you wondering, after I applied this ceramic coating, the truck went into a garage and stayed in there for actually 72 hours. Now, that's just me being OCD. That is not actually what is required from the manufacturer's directions. But from the manufacturer's directions, they suggest leaving the vehicle indoors in a garage or at least not being touched by water or rain or things like that for 24 to 48 hours. So I basically take that and I just hyper optimize it and say, hey, I'm going to let another 24 hours sit here so it has all the time in the world to cure. Now, in addition to that, one of the reasons why I'm giving the customer this particular ceramic coating is because the other thing that, while this was not necessarily on their manufacturer's directions that come in the box, it was on their website as I was researching. They don't necessarily suggest following this ceramic coating up with a spray coating or a Technician's Choice, sort of like detail spray, Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax product. A lot of ceramic coatings are followed up with things like that over time, and essentially at Avalon King, they said this Armor Shield product is really just a standalone product that doesn't necessarily need these things to be coated on top of it, and because of that, a simple weekly or bi-weekly wash is more than enough. Now, having said that, that is the reason why I'm giving the customer the coating. Because they don't want to top it off with anything, I'd rather him have the coating itself in his hands should that be something that they need or he needs to use because there's a certain area that's looking maybe a little more damaged or something like that based on, once again, kind of the serious conditions that he's going to be in on this road trip. Now, before I applied this ceramic coating to the windows, I did polish it, but that is in the previous video leading up to this one. Now, the beautiful thing once again here is the versatility and the fact that I don't have to think. What I mean about not thinking is a lot of ceramic coatings stain and they create this darker appearance on the rubber gasketing that runs around the windshield and the windows and the black exterior trim. Because this one can get on all of those surfaces and it actually restores the color and protects it, it makes it the perfect coating to use for the windows because I'm not having to be hyper aware and worried about where the coating is and where it isn't, and that way I can kind of just do it quickly, not have to waste a bunch of time. However, the fact that the glass was polished beforehand made a lot of sense, and it made this coating far easier to apply, and ultimately it's going to increase the durability and the longevity on the windows itself. Now, I just want to repeat, make sure you guys understand this coating does come with everything you need. A lot of coatings on the market just come with the coating, maybe a pair of gloves and a microfiber towel or something like that, but some just come with the liquid coating itself. The Avalon King Armor Shield coating does come not only with the coating itself, but also with gloves, a microfiber, a cool bumper sticker if you're into it, and of course directions, everything that you need, including the suede applicator and the sort of sponge interface applicator that the suede applicator wraps around. Now, along the lines of the manufacturer's directions, of course, every manufacturer's directions of every product for all of eternity in the detailing world will tell you do not apply in direct sunlight, apply in the shade, and if you can, in an indoor area. But let me apply the little Wilson Auto Detailing, let's say, modification to that. Here in Nashville, Tennessee, this time of year is actually my favorite time of year, not only to apply ceramic coatings outside, but also to do paint correction outside. Why is that? Because it sits around 45 to 55 degrees in the wintertime, generally speaking, in kind of prime working hours during the day, and the sun is normally out, or at least it is part of the week. What ends up happening is it creates this perfect weather kind of temperature for both of these processes to do it outdoors. The reason why I like to do it outdoors is because the sun is the ultimate revealer of all defects. And because of that, if I can get the paint perfected in the sun, it is going to look unreal no matter what condition or what lighting it's under. The same is true of the ceramic coating. If I can make sure the ceramic looks absolutely perfect in the sunshine out in natural light, it is perfect under any lighting. Because of that, I wanted to do this outdoors. Now, of course, I was under a covering, so there's not like a bunch of dust or pollen or anything falling on the paint, but there's also not a lot of that this time of year anyways. But because of that, it being black paint, sun being out, but it being about 40 to 45 degrees outside, the paint was cool to the touch the entire time. And once again, it served as the perfect condition to actually get this done. Now, I am doing the wheels as well. Once again, speaking to the versatility of the product, it can go on all of the exterior surfaces, which it is. And because it would not be a complete video if we didn't talk about money, what did the customer pay me in order to do this job? What do I charge in order to get a job done like this? Well, it comes out to just under $2,000, about $1,800 to $2,000, depending on a few of the details. Now, as we finish up this last wheel, I want to make sure you guys get tons of shots of the after. So sit back, relax. We're going to sign off in just a second, but check out the paint afterwards.
guys, that brings us to the end of the video. Listen, if you want to get your hands on this ceramic coating, check out the YouTube description box below. There will be a direct link to give you all the information. And there's also a coupon code for those of you who are interested in getting your hands on it. Now, as always, everything I used in this video, aside from the ceramic coating itself, will be linked up in the YouTube description box below, as well as my free guide to starting your auto detailing business for under $500, totally free to you. If you're getting into the business and you want the list of tools and products that you actually need to start in this business, go below, give us your email, we'll send it right to that same email, totally free to you. Good luck for those of you who entered the giveaway to win this product, and as always from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard, and I will see you guys in the next video.